So today I want to talk to you guys about a few different things. First, how I'm getting a divorce. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie if you've never been here before. Today I'm in my dad's old shirt that he gifted me a long time ago. Ryan said that it's really raggedy, to quote him, so ignore that. Now I'm super self-conscious about it.
I said raggedy old shirt. That's just raggedy.
Oh my gosh. So today I want to talk to you guys about a few different things. First, how I'm getting a divorce. No, I'm just playing. I'm not getting a divorce. But I kind of want to do a little story time for you guys, which is going to be my first story time on my channel, tea. And then I'm also going to talk about some like just basic life updates, the possibility of a second channel, and what I'm going to be doing this upcoming week that you should stay tuned for. So let's start with the story time. This is so embarrassing and I have PTSD from this, but I'm gonna try to not use any names of the location of the company. It's not even a company. Of the business. I'm really gonna try to make this as anonymous as possible. I think that's the right word, anonymous. Before the Christmas video, the video before that, I believe, was the like productive day in my life vlog. In that vlog, at the end, I literally said how I am tired of searching and applying for jobs and how I just keep applying to places and no one's contacting me back. Literally minutes after I filmed that, I was still in the process of editing. I get a text from, we're gonna call him James, which is their first red flag. I feel like if you are getting a job, they should call you or email you. I feel like text is just too casual. I don't know. I, with anxiety, appreciated it because I'm chill with texting people. James texted me and was like, "Hi, this is James from business. We'd love to interview you if you can do it tonight." And I had class at the same time, so I was like, no, but I can do it tomorrow. And so I was super happy because I finally, after months and months of applying to places, I finally got a text or just news that I even have the possibility of having an interview. So the next day I went to the interview and James was the one that interviewed me and I got really good vibes. I thought that he was very like welcoming and he was willing to work with my schedule for school and also when I'm out of school, because this happened like 3 weeks ago. This is pretty recent. So I was still like in my finals week of school and he was very like willing to work with me. And I wanted to work a ton over break. He basically never said that I got the job. He was just kind of like, okay, can you come in tomorrow from 3 to 5 and we can train you. I guess I should just say before I keep continuing that this is a ma and pa shop. There's the owner, who I'm actually gonna say boss. I'm just gonna call them boss because that's actually what they wanted to be called. I, to this day, don't know what their name is. The owner obviously makes up all the rules and it's just them and your managers. Like there's no one, there's no like HR or like people that you can contact if you feel like something is wrong. So I went into the job super excited because I was going to be making boba. As far as what I applied for, that's what I was going to be doing. But my first day there was nerve-wracking. I felt like I was so nervous that I kept messing up. Even though I wasn't messing up, I felt like I was just, I could not do anything right, or I couldn't do anything to James's standards, and he was just scaring me more that I wouldn't be able to do it according to the boss's standards. So I was just freaking out the whole time. I met the other assistant manager, who we will call Catherine, and she was so quiet and sweet. I was just like, how did this fellow quiet girl become the assistant manager? Which, long story short, according to the boss, she wasn't even an assistant manager. It was so weird there. Anyways, I get there and it's very frugal, which there's nothing wrong with not having enough money and wanting to save money and like being very like conscious about the money that you're spending. But this, you guys, very frugal. We couldn't clean with the rags. We had to clean with newspaper because the boss didn't want us to be using rags that we could be using for something else. I don't know.
Okay, guys, so I also keep remembering parts that I didn't mention in my story. Another thing about them being frugal was that we had to wash dishes with cold water because if we used hot water, it was too expensive. So that was like another thing about them being frugal. The cleaning supplies were just water and dish soap, and we would just wipe everything down with like water, basically. Also, in this next part, my neighbors were banging on the wall, so if I sound distracted, I'm already like the worst storyteller, but if I'm like not thinking straight, it's because they were banging on our walls for like minutes. So yeah, ignore that.
So like while I'm being trained, James was like, I know you applied to make boba, but here we all do the same thing. We all are cashiers. If someone needs to be cashiering, you cashier. If someone needs boba, you make the boba. If we need help stocking, we stock. If we need help cleaning, we clean. So basically there was no point in applying to a certain position because you do everything. Do I just talk loud? Like,
Yeah. Or just pause every time it happens.
no, I'm saying, do I talk loud? Is that why they're knocking?
Oh no, that's not why.
Anyways, while Ryan figures that out, James was just like, well, I want you to get everything right because the boss is going to be the one training you tomorrow and she has really high standards. And like, it was just kind of like a fear tactic. Like, the way they trained people was just like scary. Like, who wants to like be told like, well, if you can't even do it like for me, you're like, good luck with the boss, essentially. Like, what the heck? James told me about like the boss's standards and how she likes to be respected. So whenever she talked to you, you had to have your hands folded in front of you. You could never slouch like I'm doing right now. You always had to be like walking. You had to walk with purpose. That was literally their statement, like walk with purpose or have power words. Like, it was just such a weird environment. I feel like it was just so stress inducing and I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone and I think I was just like dissociating. Like, I did not want to be there. And the power words were just basic, like please and thank you, but I think they were trying to be so like motivational or like deep, basically. There's so much more I have to get into. James, I feel like he was the one that tried to train me the most, especially on my first day. But at the same time, I felt like I wasn't getting trained on what the tasks of the job were. I feel like everyone that works there was too involved. Not like hardworking involved. I'm not saying that they're not hard workers, but like they were too involved to where they made that job and that workplace like their life. Over their schooling as college students, they cared too much about telling me how the boss wanted me to act rather than what the boss wanted me to do. Like, when I am getting trained for a job, I want to know what I'm supposed to do. And I felt like I trained for a whole week and I still didn't know what the heck I was supposed to be doing. I only knew how to please the boss and I hated that. It was just so scary for me. And I felt like every single moment that I was in there, I was doing something wrong. One thing that I didn't really notice until now that I'm looking back and I'm thinking about my experience and like reflecting on it, was that they weren't really training me on what I signed up for. they were just training me on like what the boss wanted to see when she came out there. And they weren't training me on, I guess this is kind of like universal, but they weren't really training me on like how I'm supposed to act. They were mainly training me for whenever the boss was there. But if the boss wasn't there, they were nowhere to be found. Like, you could do whatever you wanted, which is kind of universal, but at the same time, like, it gives off such a bad first impression. That was my first day of training. The next day I trained in the morning with the boss, and I'm gonna say the boss because that's what she wanted to be called. We had to call her boss whenever we talked to her. Her husband, who's the owner, we had to call him Big Boss. I'm not joking. I'm genuinely saying that 100%. We had to call him Big Boss, and he walked around with this big like tumbler, you know, like a Starbucks cup someone made for him with like a cricket that said Big Boss. Right when I saw that tumbler, I wanted to run. I wanted to get out of there. I instantly thought, I am not calling this guy Big Boss. Like, I'm not gonna do it. You will not catch me calling this old man Big Boss. Like, especially my first time talking to him. I see if you've been working there for like 3 years and you're used to the people you work with, but you think I'm gonna go introduce, hey Big Boss, my name's Ellie. Like, no. I was already having a tough time calling this lady boss. I was not gonna call her husband, who I never speak to, Big Boss. Anyways, I had to work with the boss making breakfast burritos because at this place they make breakfast burritos. She was teaching me how to make them, and of course I could not do anything the way that she wanted. She was like, go put this away. Like, she would make the breakfast burrito and wrap it for me, and then she'd like, go put this away. She didn't say, oh, this is your first day, so let me tell you how to wrap, where to put them, how we operate this warmer. I literally had to just find the burrito warmer. As soon as I put it in there, Big Boss is like, that's not how we do it. And I'm like, tell me how to do it. Like, somebody please train me how to do things, and I will do them that way. You just have to tell me. Like, you just expect me to know how to do everything. And I think that is another thing, that like, they just expected you to just know how to operate their whole system. Know that we're not supposed to clean with the rags. To know that like the power words, and you have to walk with purpose. And all of this was just happening at once. Their machines, their cash registers were so slow. They had to cover like the card machines, and then customers would be like, why do you have to do that? And it's, keep in mind, it's my first day, and I'm like, oh, bruh. Anyways, so keep in mind, it's like my first day, and customers are asking me why we have to cover the little card machines, and I'm like, I don't know, our systems are slow. And they're like, why? Like, I don't have the answers. I really don't. Like, I'm just trying to check you out and you can go. When I was working with the boss on my own, it was just boss and I. It was just me and her. Like, there was no other employees at the time. It was me, her, and Big Boss. So I felt like I could not go to anyone else for help. And when I needed help, I literally had to go to the boss herself, the owner's wife. So that was just so stress-inducing. In the kitchen, she asked me to sweep. I swept, and then she was like, someone needs to teach you how to clean, because this is not how you do it. Like, girl, do you have to be rude like that? First of all, I know how to clean. Like, I know very well how to clean. I've cleaned my mother's house for my whole life. Like, I know how things need to be cleaned. The floors were like caving in, so it was already hard to sleep in there. All the dust would like collect in the little like spots in the ground, and it was just so annoying. She asked me about my life story, and I made the mistake of telling her the truth. So I told her about how my dad's a pastor and my mom's a PA. And when I said my mom's a PA, like a physician's assistant, she's like, really? Like, she was shocked. Like, why are you shocked, girl? Because I'm working here? Because my mom's not paying for all of my college? And then the fact that I told her that my dad's a pastor, she held that against me whenever I did something wrong. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just thought of the worst part. I was cashiering, and she was watching me like a hawk behind my back. And one time I said, okay, your total comes out to $5.50. And then the person paid and I said, thank you, have a nice day, and they walked away. And then she was like, no, 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 no. You need to humble yourself. And I was like, okay, what did I do wrong? She's like, you need to say $5.50, please. You always need to use power words. And then she literally went on like on a tangent, a big old rant speech for at least like 3 minutes, just straight talking to me and telling me, your dad's a pastor, like you need to humble yourself, like how do you, like, don't you know in the Bible, blah blah blah, like Jesus said to be humble. Like, girl, you don't know me. Like, you don't know that I'm literally the most kind person. I'm so sorry that it doesn't make sense to say $5.50, please. That doesn't make sense. That's like, give it to me. That's what that sounds like to me. It just doesn't make sense in English to say, your total will be $5.50, please. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's, your total is $5.50. Period. Like, ugh. And so then every single mistake I made from that point on, she would tell me to humble myself. Humble yourself. Your dad's a pastor. Like, as if she knew me and my dad, which is just bad conduct. She kept going like, customer, you. Like, she kept like doing that to me. And I was just like getting so frustrated because I was already on edge because I was so stressed out. And anxious from being in there because I just didn't want to do wrong. When we were making like boba, I don't know the right way still to this day, but she said to hold the cups from the top, which for me, I feel like it's just gonna spill that way and it's unsanitary. Your hand is where their mouth would be, but I held it like that. One time I forgot because I'm not used to holding cups like that, so I picked it up and she goes, what did I say? And I was like, bruh, I can't do anything to please you. Like, I'm sorry. They told me one time to go put all of the little salsas for the breakfast burritos in the cooler, and that was it. There was not where to put them. There was no organization at all in the entire facility. And it had to be cleaned the way that she wanted it to be clean. If you asked me to clean it, I would throw away all the trash that's just sitting in there. I will say that there is some people there that I'm glad to have met. I don't talk to them anymore, obviously, but like they did kind of hold it together for at least the week that I worked there. The assistant manager, who is not the assistant manager, Catherine, was very nice, and I found out that she's actually an elementary education major like me, and we talked a little bit one day about like school and stuff. So I really appreciated that because it made me feel like someone there that like I could relate to. I met another employee who had only been working there for a few weeks, and she was like, honestly, I don't really know what to do, but I just like pretend like I know what I'm doing and I like it here. And she was more outgoing, so I feel like I could see how she got through like the training process and stuff. I met another girl one morning for only like 10 minutes, and she helped me with the cash registers, and she kind of trained me how to like work those. And she was also very like nice and welcoming and helpful as far as like training and teaching me. One thing that she said to me was weird though. She was like, it's only a week. Which now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure she was talking about like the training process. Like, you can get through the first week, but the first week shouldn't be like that. Like, you should be very welcomed into your job and taught how to do things right, so that way you don't want to quit after the first week. That same day that she told me that, actually, the boss was like, most people don't make it this far. As if it's some like American Ninja Warrior thing. Like, you don't need to make the training process so like grueling or like hard, like impossible. And then she was like, but the assistant managers must really like you if you've made it this far. Like, I went home and I sobbed. I sobbed on my last day there. I literally only worked like 4 shifts, I think. And I was supposed to like train that whole week. And I was supposed to work the next day. And Ryan was like, girl, you just need to quit. And I quit the same way I got hired. I texted them. I texted my boss. And I was like, girl, I'm done here. Basically, I was really nice. I was like, thank you for the opportunity. But like, I'm neglecting my work because I was neglecting my schoolwork in finals week. And I just don't think it's the right fit for me. And she was like, okay, thank you. Your check is ready next week. So I worked. I had a job for a week. I've never quit a job in my life, but I quit one during a pandemic. I had to. I literally would have, I don't know if I would have made it. I don't know if I would have survived working there. That is my story time. I honestly feel like I'm leaving out so many details, but I just want to move on from this and talk to you guys about like actual happy stuff that's going on in my life. But we're moving on. We're still looking for jobs. I think I'm going to get a job that's kind of like corporate, not working in corporate, but like is a big corporation, you know? So that way, if something happens to me, I'm going to HR. I have someone to back me up. I have fellow employees to back me up. And I just feel like there's always someone above the boss, you know? I think that's what I'm going to do. And that's kind of like what I've been doing. I've been applying to jobs still. At this point, I've reapplied to jobs. I'm just hoping that I get a job soon, so that way I can have another income in the household. With that, as soon as I get a job, I think I'm going to start another channel. So I'm obsessed with watching budgeting videos, and I actually mentioned this in my productive day in the life vlog, but I cut it out because I didn't end up actually doing it. But I'm saying it now because if I get a job, I'm going to start a budget channel. Not for like tips to be a professional like financial advisor or whatever, but because like for myself, I want to see how much money I can save in the way that I'm going to do it. I don't really want to put that content on this channel, even though I only have like 10 subscribers on here, because I just feel like it's enough content to make a whole channel out of, and that I can consistently upload on that channel as well. And I also don't want, like, if you don't like budgeting, you did not sign up for that content on this channel. I have not made the channel yet. I have not made my name yet, but when I do, I will link it in this description box, and I will also probably put it in the comments below. It's just something that really interests me, and I want to make videos about it because I like making videos about things that interest me. So if you are also interested in budgeting, cash envelope stuffing, sinking funds, and just like progress on debt, which I don't know, am I in debt? Am I not? I don't know. If you check out that channel, you'll see if Ryan and I are in debt. If you're nosy like that, it's just something that I want to try out and I'm super excited for, honestly. So as soon as I get a job, that will be happening. I kind of wanted to keep it a secret because I didn't, like, I'm going to be putting out a lot of financial information out there. I wasn't sure if I wanted people that I actually knew to watch that content, and I didn't really want them to be forced to watch like that content from me. If you know me in real life and you like budgeting, sure, go ahead over there. But if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to go over to that channel. You can just stay on this one, I guess. I just am going to be making that channel for myself, and I am really excited for it, even if no one watches. The next thing is I'm trying my best to keep with my upload schedule of uploading on Sundays. However, my husband Ryan is doing Vlogmas every single day. Even though I'm not doing it, I can feel the pressure of like trying to help him, even though I feel like I can't help him. So I'm kind of act like his manager and make him do stuff right away, even though he doesn't listen to me. I feel like his Vlogmas is going well, and I'm proud of him for uploading this far. He filmed 2 videos and edited 2 videos today, so that's pretty cool. If you want to see me, I will probably maybe be in some of those vlogs. They're not really like, it's like vlogs and vids. He's been uploading every day, and he will continue to upload every day until Christmas, so go to his channel and go look at that. And then the final thing that I wanted to say is that in the spirit of Christmas, my next video will be a Christmas related video. It's going to be up next Sunday. I'm hoping this upcoming week I'm actually going to Leavenworth. So if you're not from Washington, you probably don't know what Leavenworth is, but I think it's the Christmas town of the entire United States, and it's just the most beautiful town. My favorite thing ever. Every year since I was really young, my parents have been going to Leavenworth, and we typically would just go for the day, but some years we would stay at a hotel, a very special hotel to our family, and we wouldn't go on Christmas, but we would go in like early December and just spend a little vacation for our family. It's just been a tradition, and we've been going every single year since. So now I'm 19, and this year, Ryan's been going with us for a while, but this year it's Ryan and I's first time married, and we rented a cabin. We actually rented this cabin last year too, but we rented a cabin to stay in, and I'm super excited for it. The cabin has a hot tub and we're gonna be going to Leavenworth, so I'll be vlogging this trip. I'm so excited. Ryan and I are so excited. We're gonna be bringing board games and making hot chocolate, and it's just gonna be the most festive Christmas winter wonderland vlog. So I hope that you guys watch this week's video, and I hope you are excited for next week's video. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like for me. If you like me, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Go ahead and comment anything down below. Specifically if you are excited for my budget channel like I am. If not, it's okay. I'm literally just happy for myself. That's all, and I'll see you guys next time.